Y'all, I'm keeping it real today, and I'm being totally transparent in telling you that I am a natural worrier. I stress about stuff in the future and worry about stuff that I can't control. This is just my default. I've almost always been this way. But thankfully, I'm a psychologist, so I know a lot about managing worry and anxiety. So, I'm going to share one of my favorite tips that I've been leaning on a lot recently. If you are a chronic worrier, stick around. You're going to want to hear this. Hey, I am Dr. Allison from Dr. Allison Answers, and if you're a regular here, then you know that I'm a licensed clinical psychologist who has pretty much made it my life mission to simplify psychology to help you live a healthier and more meaningful life. Yes, worry. It's like my specialty. I've always been aware since I was a kid. It's just my default. However, remember, we have a choice in how we respond and how we cope to what life throws our way. So you're not stuck with worry. You can choose something different. In recent months, I've started to become much more aware of how much time in my life I have wasted on worry. To be honest, I think I've always known that up here, but I don't know, there's just been this this awareness oh my gosh, I'm wasting life away with worry. And so I found two questions to be so helpful in curbing worry in any given moment. And I want to share them with you. When you find yourself worrying, I want you to ask yourself two questions. The first is this: how is worrying about this going to be helpful, or what is worrying about this going to change? And I want you to answer that question. How is this going to be helpful, or what is this going to change? Allow your brain to come up with some answers. Is it going to change anything? Is it going to be helpful? The second question that I want you to ask is, what is this worry going to cost me? Or how is this worrying in this moment going to impact me? Right? So you can already start to hear we're kind of doing a weighing the pros or the benefits and the cons or sort of the negative impact. Okay, so let me give you an example of how I use these two questions to help in a moment where my brain is worrying. Recently, I was waiting on some recent health news. Nothing scary or intense, but I was just waiting. And if you're a worrier, you know that waiting is not fun for you. So I found myself 10 minutes into a drive, still worrying and stressing and thinking and what if, and I could feel myself after 10 minutes, right? I was mindful and I was like, oh my gosh. So I stopped, okay? And I asked myself that first question: what is worrying about this going to change? Or how is worrying about these results, how's this going to help me? And I stopped, and trust me, I wanted to find a reason of how it was going to be helpful to justify my worrying. So I stop and I think, and it's I guess it helps me be prepared for some options, but 5 minutes of thought will kind of do that. I don't know, this excessive worry about it helps me do any more. Okay, so maybe it kind of helps me come up with some options and a tentative game plan, but I've kind of already done that. Okay. Can't come up with anything else. Then the second question: what is this worry going to cost me, or how is this going to impact me, right? So I thought, okay, it's already taking time and energy. I'm feeling more stressed. I'm feeling more helpless. I can feel it in my body, and it's distracting me and taking me out of the moment, which we know is not good for our health, right? So right there, it was here's 5 ways this is not good. This is not healthy for me. So 1 maybe benefit, 5 yikes, not good. So in that moment, it allows me to make an informed decision. Do I want to keep worrying about this? And if the answer is no, then you get to use one of your coping skills to kind of help you regroup, refocus, and redirect your attention away from that worry. One of the reasons I like this particular approach is it's a little bit more than just saying to yourself, worrying isn't going to be helpful, right? Because I bet as a worrier, you know that logically, but it doesn't really help in a moment where worry has taken over. So by asking yourself this question, these two questions, like how is this going to help me and what are the benefits or what are the costs, it allows your brain to actually see, is it helpful or is it not? In this moment, it walks your brain through that kind of thought process to then make an informed decision. And that, for my brain, is way more helpful than if I just tell myself worrying isn't helpful. So, if you are a worrier, I want you to try this tip. When you find yourself stressed out, worrying, thinking through 900 potential possibilities, I want you to use these two questions, right? How is worrying about this going to be helpful? See if you can come up with anything. And what is worrying about this going to cost me, or how is this going to impact me? Take those two answers, look at them, weigh the pros and cons. My guess is worrying about it doesn't really serve much of a function. And if that's what you decide in that moment, use your coping skills, there's a million on my website if you need some help, to redirect your brain saying, okay, I've decided this isn't helpful to worry about, it's not going to change anything, I'm going to refocus my attention and choose to think about something different. By asking yourself these two questions, you're making an informed decision about whether or not you want to continue to worry, and is it worth it? Get your answers, weigh your options, and then proceed accordingly. I should also note that in like the 1,000 times I've asked myself this question, I think there's been twice where the worry was actually helpful. So usually doesn't work out for us. So I hope this tip was helpful. And if you know someone who's a chronic worrier, send them this video and tell them that you think it would be helpful for them. I'd love to hear how you use this tip in your own life. Let me know. If you want more good stuff like this, you can check out my website, drallisonanswers.com. If you're watching this on YouTube, I would love it for you to like or hit the subscribe button, because then I know what you want more of, and also then you're the first to know about videos. All right, thank you so much for watching. Go manage that worry. It doesn't have to take over. You got a choice. Take care.